Tonight, Beloit City leaders are taking us through a new investment into affordable housing. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here at News at 10. I'm Maria Lizignoli.
And I'm Mark McPherson. The city is putting in $6 million aimed to create affordable rental homes. We first brought you the story last week.
WMTV's Tyler Peters joining us now. Tyler, the city says available affordable housing is really becoming an issue.
The Beloit's economic development director tells me it's an issue that's grown considerably over the last decade, and it stems from an increase in demand across the city.
We have a lot of families struggling to find places to live.
A lack of housing. Beloit's economic director Drew Pennington says it's an issue facing the city's workforce.
Housing is something that we hear about on a daily basis. We've been aware of the shortage and been trying different remedies for a couple of years.
Beloit City Manager Jerry Gabrielato says the shortage is the result of an increase in demand across the state.
What's happening is there's, because of the increased demand all over the country and in cities like Madison, the ripple effects of that are being felt throughout the state.
Now the city is creating a new solution to provide more affordable places for people to live.
The city has launched a new fund for workforce or affordable housing.
$6 million is being made available through a tax increment financing program. It aims to provide short-term financing to developers looking for tax credit incentives.
It's not going to resolve itself overnight. It's going to take time. The intent of the program was to create as many units that are affordable as possible by pushing developers to bring other resources to the table.
Pennington hopes shovels will start going into the ground soon.
Realistically, the funding won't be going out the door until the summer, and then projects will get under construction after that point.
Developers can now apply for eligibility through April 1st. To be eligible for the program, developers must own or control land in Beloit and be in good standing with the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institutions. In studio, Tyler Peters, WMTV 15 News.